Okay, so here are the rails, and here is our show.
Completely off. Completely gone today. What in the world? Derailed.
Yay, you're here. Welcome to the CK and GK podcast. Let's get going.
It's Tuesday!
Yeah. That's not my normal. Hi, everybody. We're so glad you're here. That's my normal. Yeah, kind of works, don't you think?
Yeah! So
Yeah.
we've been hitting some pretty great educational topics for the last couple of weeks. And I wanted to do something totally fun. So today we are going to talk about the stories behind different pop songs.
Yes! I did not know the topic. I had no idea.
So there you go. This will be really fun. Stick around. Of course, we'll have circle time first, but at the end, we're going to talk about some really fun stories.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, let me tell you, with me today is Caitlin, and if she were words on a page, she'd be the fine print.
Yes. Oh, you beautiful, impish liger. I just love you so stinking much.
So, just last night, I was reading a chapter of a book all about hybrid animals, and Liger was in there.
Oh. Okay, can they breed? No. Can they? Or are they like
I think
mules?
some of them are fertile and some of them are infertile.
Oh.
And that was kind of one of the things they were talking about in this book was that some hybrid animals can produce fertile offspring and some can't. And that just seems to define them. And it's a really interesting book. But anyhow, it's this lady's or this person's memoir set against the science of 10 different sea creatures.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, I don't know how many people are listening to this and going, oh, I have to read that book. But if it's a memoir, if there's more to it, then
Yes.
maybe they might.
It's called How Far the Light Reaches by Sabrina Imbler.
Oh.
And so it's the story of 10 different sea creatures and then her essays about her life that tie into it.
Okay.
It's really
I can see how that'd be interesting. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. I'm here for it. All right. Well, I wanted to just give a really quick thank you to Cindy Schuster, who we had on the show last week. It was really nice having her here.
So affirming.
So appreciate. Yes, absolutely. We so appreciate her time. So just if you haven't checked out that episode, she gives some really good, like practical kind of tips on ways that you can enforce boundaries with your parenting and things like that. It was a very affirming and validating episode. So I'd check that out.
Very cool. All right, it's time. Come to the floor, sit crisscross applesauce, and tell us some stories.
Yes.
Let's start with what we're obsessed with.
Okay.
Mine is a product.
Yay! Because mine is not this time. So we're just switching. Yes, we did it. Okay, let's hear it. What's the product? I'm ready.
Mine is Lady Kennedy earrings.
Oh.
So, this is a chick on Instagram who finds vintage buttons from designers and then refashions them into earrings. Mm-hmm. I have given you a pair. I have given other people pairs.
Beautiful. I love them.
And I recently, not that recently, but within the last few months, got another pair and I just wore them for the first time yesterday. And I got so many compliments. They're these tiny little flowers, like less than the size of a dime. They're bright pink and they're little Coco Chanel logo in the middle. So I guess it must have been like shirt cuff buttons or something, but they're so cute and small.
Oh my goodness. That sounds, first of all, so you to have like little pink earrings. That sounds adorable. Mine are green, like my favorite color green, and I love them. They're so
Gucci.
pretty. Yes, they are Gucci and they're gorgeous. Love them.
They're just really fun. And and her stuff is so unique, and when you wear it, people always notice. So check her out on Instagram, Lady Kennedy.
Lady Kennedy. Okay. Mine is an experience that I had.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I am going to butcher this Texas city name because it's, unless you are raised here or even in the area of these cities, you might not know how to say them. My favorite example of Texas words that don't make any sense, the street name called and spelled as though you would say Manchaca. And how does everyone here say it? Manchac. It makes no sense. I don't understand it.
Okay.
That
I have a story about this.
We're
going to come to you, but I'm going to tell you my story first.
Okay.
There is a couple.
Okay.
They are eating dinner at a place in Waxahachie, Texas.
Waxahachie, that's one I know.
Yeah, and so they asked the waitress, "What is the name of this place?" We both were having an argument about how to say it.
Yeah.
And she looks at them and very slowly says, "Dairy Queen."
I love that.
There you go.
One of my favorite things to do when I was teaching Texas history was at the very beginning of the year. I always did like a unit on Texas geography. And I loved to give the kids 1 minute to list as many Texas places as they could. So like cities in Texas. And
I'm in Waco, Hyco, Hondo, Navasota, Winsboro, Jacksboro, Hillsboro, Santa Rosa, Austin, Houston, Galveston, Texarkana, Frisco, Buffalo, Conroe, Corsicana, Goliad, Gosford, Glen Rose, Red Oak, Post Oak, Live Oak, Lone Oak. No joke.
Oh, wow. That is not what I expected you to do. But you surprised me. So I made the kids like I write down as many, and I always learned a new pronunciation. I always learned of a new city, and like I was teaching Texas geography. You would think that I would know a bunch of these, and I learned something new every
Texas
single
is a big place
time.
with lots of little towns.
Mm-hmm. So this one that I went to is Oteen.
Oteen.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with Ovaltine.
No, they're different. It also looks like Otine when you look at the word, but I believe it's Oteen. Anyway, they have these like hot spring mineral pools there, and last spring I was on the PTA committee that put together a school fundraiser. They do, as part of their fundraising, they do these buy-in parties, which I had never heard of. It's not a thing that people do in Colorado to do a buy-in party for a school, or I just taught at schools that didn't do that. But this is a thing here. And the idea is, someone will agree to host this party. You pay for at least part of the cost of the party, and then the rest of the money goes to the school or something like that. Like there's a way to make money off of this. So this party was going to these mineral pools, and I looked at this list of women and I was like, I don't know if I had just had too much adult hot chocolate that night or whatever it was, but I signed up to do this. And I'm looking at the list of women on the emails a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know any of these people. It's going to be so awkward. I knew like one, maybe two of them, but it wasn't like we were good friends. So I was just like, this is going to be uncomfortable. But it's about an hour and a half away from Austin. Lockhart is halfway.
Okay.
So if you're headed in that direction, yeah. And
so kind of south and east?
That sounds right. Yes. So when you get there, first of all, we had the space to ourselves. It's very small. It's like not, I was thinking like these big, like, we have these natural spring pools in Austin that are very large, that are cool springs. And this was not that way at all. This was like this little tiny, like it almost looked like a massive hot tub kind of thing. And then like another big hot tub.
Okay.
And then but it was just us, like 20 women. We took a nice bus out there. We all had kids at the same school. And then we just like got in this mineral pool, and it was like, it didn't really smell minerally until I got out and then got back in. And then I could start to feel like, I don't know if it's sulfur, but it's that like mineral smell. And it just was so soothing. It was hot water.
Wow.
It was hot water, which was shocking. I was thinking it was going to be cold, but it was super warm. And then you're just kind of sitting in it, and you float in a weird way. Like it was like I couldn't just sit down on the like concrete pool bench inside. I was like floating up off of it in some weird way, but it was very comforting and soothing. And then right at the end of the experience, as we were all like, oh man, we have to go home, it started to rain, which was perfect because then we were all like, okay, let's get out of here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It was a very lovely experience. I had a lot of laughs with some new people, but like my body feels better today. And then I just learned that they're going to close it down and develop the land at the end of the month. So like you can't even go and do it again until they reopen it as a hotel and spa, which is what it's going to be. But I was like, this is a great experience. I'm glad I went, even if I made no new friends, because we know I'm bad at the small talk. And I did say I am very bad at the small talk to this group of 20 women. I was like, if you want an awkward moment, I'm here to give it to you. But otherwise, like, this is going to be uncomfortable for me. But I still felt like I met some kids or a mom in my son's class, and I met the TA in his class who was like a mom volunteering. It was just a very nice experience, and I enjoyed every bit of it. So
that's amazing.
Big shout out to the women who put that together, and it was fun, and I feel better today. So
that's really cool. John and I, when we were in New Zealand, went to the hot pools in Rotorua. And it does smell like sulfur. It reeks.
Yeah,
as you drive into the city, you smell it.
Yeah.
But the way they have it is very hotel and spa-y, that you have your own private pool, and then like on the other side of a divider is another private pool, kind of like a cruise ship balconies.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but the way they've designed it is, even though there's all these dividers, everyone has their own view of the landscape. So you're sitting back in this hot pool and then looking out at the land. It was a really cool experience, but I did not feel like amazing the next day. I didn't get any magical healing.
No, I wouldn't say that like it was magical. Maybe
it is magical healing. You have to live there. You have to say that.
Well, okay, there's that, but also there's there might be something to it because apparently it was like a polio church space. So like they would send kids there who had polio, and I guess that there was something to being in the water or whatever it was.
Maybe it's just soothing.
Maybe. Who know? I don't, and I don't know how much freedom you get when you're in an iron lung. So who knows what that's like, but I imagine it's not very much. But it was just a really nice, pleasant experience. If nothing else, the water felt good. And there was like that like down to earth smell, and I met some people, and it was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so gem of the week.
Ready.
We've talked about this before. My daughter is weirdly mature. She was going on a field trip to the solar telescope at the local university.
Wow. And
said, in anticipation of this field trip, I want to learn some things about the sun. So we need to listen to some sun podcasts. Okay. So I found a couple of different podcasts about the sun, and it like some weird water fell out of the sky in Austin this week. I don't know if you are familiar with this.
Yes.
John was in Portland, Oregon. He said up there they call it rain. Rain.
Yes.
Okay. So it slowed the traffic on the way to school. So we had a lot of time to listen to sun podcasts. And one of them says, well, the sun is about 4.5 billion years old, and it's got about another 5 billion years left in its life. We can call it middle-aged.
Okay.
And so Abby, who is 12, looks at me and says, so it's about 40?
Ew.
And she was not saying it as a joke. She was not making fun of me. But in that moment, for the first time, I switched my mindset from, I am so excited to turn 40. This is like the prime of my life. This is like the peak of the curve. Mm-hmm. Instead, I was like, oh crap, I'm middle-aged.
I'm middle-aged, yep.
And I'm really old to my kids.
Right. That's where my brain went right away. Yeah. That's why I said ew, because I was like,
right. That's where I went. And so I lived in that space for about 10 seconds. And I kind of sat there and said, okay, my daughter thinks I'm middle-aged. I'm old to her. But you know what? It's still the crest of the wave, Jen. You're excited. Go back to being happy. So I'm still
Right.
happy to turn 40. But
Everyone
just
I've
too
talked
funny.
to keeps saying that their 40s have been like the most fun they've ever had.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
your kids are older, and you're out of that like. I don't
I'm
know. I don't know if
established in
that's
my
what it is.
career.
Right.
My
I know who my
relationship with
friends
my
are.
husband is very healthy.
Yeah, all that stuff.
It's good.
Yeah, it's great. My gem is once again my beautiful son who makes me laugh every day. So the other day, I don't know what brought this on. I don't know why this happened. But it was weird. Anyway, I look over at him, when you have like when someone's like, oh, you have a hole in your mouth and you spilled water out of your
Yes.
So he's trying to drink something. He spills water, like dribbles it all down his face, and he looks down at his shirt and he's like, Mom, I spilled water on myself. And I'm like, nope. Okay. Like what? My line that I'm trying to work on, and I was validated by this experience at O-Teen with another mom, was like, the line is, what is your plan to handle that? Or how do you plan to handle that? So that I'm not the one always rescuing it. It's like a stop moment,
That's
right?
your work to do.
Right. Because it's water on your shirt. Like, you're fine. Like, but he's like me.
And
that
even
there's
if
like
you're not, you are old enough and mature
to figure
enough
out what the
and
solution
smart
is.
enough to fix it so that you will be fine.
Right. And for me, I have like a sensory thing where I don't like a certain, like if just part of me is wet, I don't really like it. Like I don't mind washing my hands, but if one hand is wet, I can't. Like it's just a thing. I don't like it. I hate it. It's so gross.
You just said that on the air to millions of listeners.
I don't care. This is real, folks. I'm giving you the real me. I don't lie. I'm a really bad liar. So, but I will, like if one of my hands is wet, I will deliberately put the other one under the water so that I can have that feeling, like, or if like just part of my finger, it's just so gross. I don't like it. It's really bothers me. So I imagine that my son is also developing this same similar like neuroses about
go ahead and project that onto your
right.
kid.
I don't know what it. Yeah, I'm really trying not to do that, but he's like he doesn't like it, so he's like rubbing it, and I was like, okay, well, what do you plan to do about that? And he's still rubbing it, and then he just kind of gets up, and I look over maybe 15 seconds later, and he's running circles around the island in our kitchen. Now, last time this happened, he was wearing socks and pretending to run through the Chicago airport as they do in Home Alone 2. And then we ended up in the urgent care to give him stitches in his chin. So I was like, please just don't run. Yeah, it was bad. But he didn't have socks on this time. And we have, so his feet are clammy. He's going to be fine running around the island. But I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm just trying to dry off because the wind will dry it. And I was like, okay, so your solution to this problem of a little bit of water dribbling down your shirt is to run circles around the kitchen island to dry your shirt off because the wind you make will dry the... Okay. All right. Just don't hit anything or fall down and we're good. Like you do you came up with a solution. And once again, folks, kids are weird. That's all I have to say. That's, if you're a kid and you're listening, it's true. You are. Sorry. We love you anyway, but you're strange.
But yes,
you're
absolutely.
But I love your problem solving. So
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All
right.
You want to
Let's take a break. Yep. Let's do that. And we'll be right back. And we're back.
Yay! So I told you at the beginning, I kind of teased it, we're going to learn the story behind some songs.
Yes.
This was inspired by some doom scrolling the other night.
Mm-hmm. As so many things are.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
So I saw this video, and I hope that I'm saying her name correct. The creator is Elizabeth DeVasto, and she's at Elizabeth DeVasto. And the title of the series was something like Songs That Hit Different Once You Hear the Story. And it was part 27. Okay, so like, you know how this algorithm is. Like, you just get random videos, and somehow this one came up in my feed. Well, the preview said the name of the song. And this is a song that I have always identified as my personal theme song. Oh. It is my ringtone. If my phone is ever turned off of silent, it actually makes sound. That's the sound it makes. it is a song that will be playing at the beginning and the ending of the movie All About Me.
Okay.
And it's a song that I put on when I need a little boost of dopamine.
Sure.
Dancing in the Moonlight.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Most people would recognize it if they heard it. It's not like a very common song, but it's
Dancing in the moonlight.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. So the guy who wrote it.
Yeah.
So I was really apprehensive about watching this video.
You don't want to spoil it
I
for
don't
yourself.
want this song to hit different.
Right. You
Right?
like the way
Like,
it
this
hits.
is a
Yeah, you
song
want to keep it that way.
like,
Totally.
I love. Everybody's fine. Everything's all right. We're dancing in the moonlight. Like, I
totally get it.
But I said, okay, I'm going to run the risk. I'm going to watch this video. So she goes through and tells the story, and the song does hit different now, but better. Much better. Okay. So the song Dancing in the Moonlight was written by someone named Sherman Kelly. He and his girlfriend were on vacation in St. Croix. They couldn't get a ship back, or they were feeling too seasick or something, but they ended up staying on the island one more night. And they slept on the beach. And while they were on the beach, both of them were horribly attacked and just really, really violated. And he's in the hospital, and the doctor said, like, we don't even know if you're going to make it through this. And as he's laying there in the hospital, he wrote this song that's upbeat and jovial, and just the idea that everything is all right and everybody is working together. You can't dance and be uptight. Like all these lines about it, just dance, you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I was just imagining a better world than the one I just experienced in St. Croix.
Oh, wow.
And this is a song I normally turn on when I'm kind of down in the dumps. So I thought, yes, there you go. It hits different, but in a good way. So I have a couple of stories that I thought maybe would be fun for us to enlighten our listeners.
I love this. I'm so excited. Okay. Hit me up.
Okay, so the first one is I Will Always Love You. And everybody knows that it was written by our queen, Dolly Parton.
Yes, the queen.
Okay. And that she uses so much of the money that she's made off the song to deliver millions of books to children.
Mm-hmm.
So we love her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she wrote this song in 1973 when she and her mentor, Porter Wagner, were in a little bit of a conflict.
Oh.
He wasn't ready to see her go out and make her own career. I don't know if there's like a little bit of patriarchy here, or if he was feeling threatened, or if he didn't think she was ready. I don't know. But she wrote this song and sang it to him. I will always love you. And then he said, yeah, go have a solo career.
Wow. I love that. It's like empowering. Like, you know, it's not like a love song necessarily. I'm
not going to forget where I came from.
I'm not going to forget where I came from.
Don't be fooled by the rocks I got.
Hey. I like that connection.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay. All right. So the next one is Don't Stop Believing, which everybody loves. Or if you don't love, you love to hate.
Oh my gosh. I love.
Okay. So the keyboardist from Journey, Jonathan Cain, was talking to his dad on the phone after he had moved to LA. And he said, Dad, I think I'm just going to move back to Chicago. I'm not going to make it.
Wow.
And his dad says, no, you stay there. Don't come home. Stick to your guns. Don't stop believing. And he said, okay. And then he went and wrote a song.
Oh my gosh. And it's like the song.
The song. Yep.
Whoa, that's wild. Did you know that something similar happened to John Krasinski of The Office, Jim from The Office?
No.
He was like trying really hard to make it in acting, and like it wasn't going well, and all of these, you know, rejections and all these things. And he called his mom and he was like, I think you need to like come get me, basically. Like that's how bad it was. And she was like, yeah, she's like, can you just like stick it out a little bit more? And then like the next day he got the Office job.
No way.
Can you imagine? Like, or it was like the next audition was The Office or something like that. That was, yeah, wild. Sometimes you're just supposed to.
In your children.
Weird. Sometimes you're just supposed to do something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really believe that. And I don't know. Maybe this is our destiny, Jenny.
This is it right here. I did speak our millions of listeners into existence. There we go.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
It happened. All right. What
Okay,
else? I'm
so
ready.
The next one is not uplifting.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Jump by Van Halen.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a turn. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. David Lee Roth wrote the line, "Go ahead and jump," because he was watching the news and there was a guy on top of a tower threatening to commit suicide.
Whoa. That's, first of all, awful.
Yeah.
Like,
and super dark.
man.
And
And
that's
really
such an
dark.
upbeat and peppy song.
Right. There's so many songs like that where you're just like, if you actually listen to what this is, or if you knew the story, you would not like all that song. What's the Pumped Up Kicks song?
What?
Like you're not all the other kids with the pumped up.
Oh, yeah.
That song is not happy. If you listen to it, it's not a happy song. Moms, go listen to it elsewhere. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know, but like don't listen to it right this second, because you'll have some splaining to do.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah.
Okay. The next one is Save the Last Dance for Me.
Oh.
You can dance any dance with the one, but don't forget who's bringing you home. And who's
Yeah.
Gonna be.
Yeah.
Okay, so this song was written because the guy who wrote it, Doc Thomas, had polio. He should have gone to these mineral pools.
Yeah, maybe they would have been helpful. Maybe not. Who knows? I have no idea.
He had polio, and he was watching everyone dance with his wife at his wedding, and he couldn't dance.
Oh,
So
that
he
makes
wrote
me
this-
sad.
No, it sounds sad. It sounds sad, but think about it this way. He wrote this song realizing that the last dance with his wife was not going to be on the dance floor. He's saying, come home to me. Don't forget about whose arms you're going to be. Like, there's so much more to life than just dancing around.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah. I went a little also inappropriate. Or when you're dancing. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Okay.
More splaining. Sorry, moms.
Cool.
Okay, next one.
Okay, the next one is my favorite on the list. I should save it to the end.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna say it now.
Oh, you're doing it now? Okay.
I'm gonna do it now. Okay.
Okay.
This is Billie Jean by Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite songs like ever. It's probably on like my top 25 list. I love this song.
If
I love
you
it.
see me at a four-way stop, jamming out in my car, I'm probably listening to this.
Oh,
This song, like, you cannot listen to it and not get into it. Is Michael Jackson terrible? Sure. Is the song great? Yes. Can we separate the art from the artist? We can. Okay, so this song, Michael Jackson is writing this song while he is driving. And he is so into it. He's singing to himself. He's like tapping out a beat on the steering wheel. You know, we're thinking about this like he's really into it.
when the car is a vibe sometimes, man. It
The
just
car
is.
was on fire.
What?
And he didn't know because he was so into writing this song that a motorcyclist had to pass him by and like point, hey, dude, your car's on fire.
Wait, I really thought you were going to tell me the story about Tito.
Who Millie Jean is. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not know you were going to tell me that his car was on fire.
His car
I don't know
was
if you
on
guys
fire.
know that. The notes that I normally have on my screen, they're closed. I wanted to be surprised by all of this. I did not know that story. That is wild.
Yes.
That's when you know your song is a banger. Like your
Right?
car is on fire and
He
you
doesn't
don't even
have
know.
anyone playing it. He's just in the car singing it.
like writing it to himself. Oh my God. Oh, that's so amazing. And also mind blowing. I can't.
I mean,
I
talk
can't wrap
about
my head
being
around
in
it.
a state of flow, right? Like,
Right?
Oh, sorry, your car's on fire, man. You gotta
Yeah.
stop writing this song.
Right. And like there's some songs I don't know if you have this. I think a lot of people probably have this experience, but I'm it's the ADHD like need to listen to the one song compulsively because for whatever reason it's like binaural beats or something. It just like hits on both sides of your brain and it feels good. Like it's that dopamine. It feels good. For me, like the Gautier song was like that. The Somebody That I Used to Know song was like that.
Yes.
Lord's Royals was like that for me. Billie Jean is one of those songs that I.
When they do that vibra slap and it moves back and forth, I'm in it.
I can see that. Okay, I can see it. But I'm just like hearing like like screaming at the very beginning. Yes. Like that's really doing it for you. Okay. No, that's hilarious. But that's Billie Jean is one of those songs where I can listen to it like 5 or 6 times and not get tired of it because it just hits me in a special way. But I did not realize that his car was on fire and that he had his own reaction too to his own song that wasn't even written yet.
Right.
Wild.
The song literally caught his car on fire.
Oh my gosh. Fire. It's a whole new meaning of the word. The song is fire, guys.
Right.
I'm so funny today. The song is lit.
Y'all, she happens to name herself as I'm so funny today as I took a giant swig of water from a 2-liter bottle.
You're welcome. Also, why do you have a 2-liter bottle? Like, it's so big. What are you doing?
It is so big. It is a very large bottle.
It's bigger than your head. What is happening?
It's pretty huge. It was on sale, and I've just refilled it a couple of times and used it because it gets me enough water for the whole day.
Sure.
Or like the whole school day anyhow.
Yeah, I
might drink more when I get home. Okay, so we go from fire to water.
Okay.
The next song is Shallow.
Oh.
Okay, this is the
Lady Gaga Shallow.
hit. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
In the shallow.
It's such a good song.
It was written for Stars Born.
Yes.
But she wrote it because in the original script of this version of the movie, Bradley Cooper's character was going to drown.
No.
Yes. Talk about hits different.
Whoa. My eyeballs. I just did like my eyes got big. Wow. Okay. Well.
Yeah. So, obviously they changed that storyline. No spoilers, but the movie's been out for a while, so that's not how guys.
I have a secret to tell you.
Yes.
I still haven't seen the whole thing.
Oh, you should. You should. But I will tell you that Star is Born is a really great story. You can watch the Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper one and be like, man, that's really good. But the Judy
Barbara
Garland
Streisand.
one.
Oh, it's
Judy Garland before Streisand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Judy Garland ones. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. Anyhow, this is the last one I have. And it is a great song. It is a song that if you hear it, you sing along. And in fact, when the Olympics were in London and the composer and author of this song performed it and U.S. athletes could not sing along with it, I almost boycotted the whole Olympics.
Could not sing along
with it. The athletes did not know the words to the song, and I was shocked.
Oh, I thought you meant they were banned. Okay, no, all right, I
gotcha. They were unable to sing along, and I was just wondering what we are doing with our youth.
Youths.
Yes.
That's a Schmidt reference for those of you who like Schmidt.
The song is Hey Jude, of course, written by Paul McCartney. And if you go back and watch any coverage of the opening ceremonies of the Olympics in London, they pan the crowd of athletes singing along with Sir Paul, and the Americans don't know the words.
I am shaking my head right now. I am not.
Nah. Hey Jude.
Right.
Why do you not know that?
Well, yeah. Oh,
okay.
Wow.
So I was like, wait. I don't even know if I can watch the rest of this. Okay, so McCartney wrote this for John Lennon's son, Julian.
Okay.
He wrote it when he found out that Lennon was going to be divorcing his wife, Cynthia. This was his first wife.
Okay.
Who was also Julian's mom.
Okay.
And so he is walking out to the car and he's singing, "Hey Jules, don't make it bad. I know you're not happy right now, but you're going to be okay." John Lennon loved the song, but by the time he's singing, Paul McCartney is singing to Lennon what he's written, he has changed it to the name Jude. He thought it was a better name.
Oh.
And it's not directly about the kid at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
there's some space there.
A little space, yeah.
Right. McCartney is playing this song for John Lennon and like singing it. And John Lennon actually thought it was about him and Yoko Ono.
Oh.
And Paul's like, "No, man, it's about your kid."
Oh, dear.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. All right. But I mean, I made the noise because I was like, why don't people know that song? I didn't know the history of that song at
That's
all.
okay. You don't have to know the history of the song. But the chorus goes like this. "Hey Jude." Nah. "Hey Jude." Nah.
Yeah.
"Hey Jude."
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing you have to know. Like, that's
And
not...
when they panned to this group of athletes wearing their Ralph Lauren polo outfits, they didn't know the words.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Get it together, folks.
Sir
You know
Paul...
this one.
Yeah. Oh, that's not great.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite scenes in Forrest Gump. It feels unrelated, but I promise it does have a connection.
Oh no, the music is a character in Forrest Gump.
100%.
The music is its own character. Absolutely.
100%.
Yes.
And for people who haven't, I mean, if you're already...
And I think it might even be close to the main character.
Oh, I love it. It tells the entire story. It's so
really does.
special. I love, and even the like score is...
Yes.
The
Yes.
soundtrack is one thing. The score is entirely another. It's beautiful. But one of my favorite scenes is when he's come back from China and as one of the first people to go visit China since the rise of the Communist Party there. And he's sitting next to John Lennon and he basically inspires the song Imagine because he's like, imagine there's no he's like, they don't hardly got nothing at all. And John Lennon's like, imagine no possessions too. It's really funny. Like you're just and it's something that as like a 12-year-old that came out in what 97 95 somewhere 95 and 67. Okay, well, all right, fine, that makes more sense. So as a kid 10 12 years
old. Oh my gosh,
old,
there's so many stories in that film that you don't get.
You don't appreciate. Like my mom was like, "Oh, those running shoes, everybody had those shoes, but it wasn't a thing to go running until the mid 70s." And that's when, so like, there's all these things he's responsible for.
I think it's jogging with the soft
right,
thing.
Exactly.
It's a new trend.
Totally
you just
that.
run.
Right, totally that. But him inspiring Imagine.
The jogging craze. Or Imagine. Yeah.
It was so good. And I love that scene. And when I finally put it together, I must have been like 30 already, where I was like, wait, that's Imagine. And I'm pretty sure Bryce was probably like, well done.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations, you finally figured this out. And I was just like, that he inspired Imagine. Oh my gosh. And I just completely was like losing my mind. But now I just love that scene.
Yeah.
It's so great because he has no idea. I mean, you inspire Elvis's dance, but you also inspire one of the greatest songs of all time, Imagine. It's so, yeah. I love that. What a fun topic, first of all, aside from like, the darkness ones.
But even that, like everything's got a story.
Friend. Yeah, everything. I love it. Thank you for sharing that because that was really fun for me. I enjoyed it.
It was super fun for me too. And again,
Nice
it was
job.
all inspired by learning more about my personal theme song and having it be a really cool story that did change the meaning of the song for me, but in a positive way.
I love that that's your personal theme song. We are very different people.
You can't dance and stay uptight. It's a supernatural
I love it.
delight.
I love that. It's so sweet. I don't know if mine would be one of those, but it's probably
What is your personal theme song?
Yeah.
I won't hold you to it. You can change your mind.
No, there's a few that I just really I really love Filter's Take a Picture is like one of those songs that it just hits me. I don't know if it's my theme song. It's not like, who's that girl? It's Jess. It's not like that kind of theme song, but it's like there's just some songs that I feel like really speak to me. That's one of them. Tupac or Dr. Dre has to be on there. But like, just, yeah, I know that it wouldn't be Dancing in the Moonlight. I know, like, it would be a completely I'm not a yacht rock person for
right
at all, but I love that you are. It's very you to be that.
So when John and I were first dating, I told him this about me, and I said, "Look, this is my personal theme song." And I said, "What do you think is yours?" And I expected some like real metal answer, right?
Yeah.
No. His personal theme song, and again, the only thing that makes it your personal theme song is you choosing it.
Right. Totally.
Right? Like it doesn't have to like have deep spiritual meaning. No one has to give it to you. Like you just choose.
Yeah.
But his is Wendy Clear by Blink-182.
Oh.
Moving on and on and on. I wish I didn't have to be so bad.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. That's not what I expected.
No.
At all. No.
From a man with a Metallica tattoo?
No, not from him. I would not have expected that at all. I'm sure you could find my personal theme song on like a top like Rolling Stone list or something. Sure. But there's some really good. I also really something Mariah Carey might also hit really, really hard too. I love Mariah Carey.
And then here comes along.
It wouldn't be that one. It'd be one of her more poppy ones, like maybe Honey. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
that's a really good one. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So tweet at us.
Tell us your personal theme song.
At us.
Oh God.
No.
X at us.
My phone got updated. It's X now.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us what your personal theme song is, and tell your friends. And while you're telling them about your personal theme song, tell them about us. It's been a while since I've made a shameless plug, so we need you to do that. Give us those 5-star reviews. We're trying to hit 1 million listens, so
got a little ways to go, but we're getting
about 900,099.
Maybe.
All right. Okay, so turn on the radio, pick a really cool station, make good choices.
Now I have like Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper in my head. That's not my favorite song. Make a better choice than mine. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I got it. I know what it is. I know what my theme song is.
Go, tell me.
It's Everlong. It's Foo Fighters. Everlong.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, that is a good one.
Okay.
That is a good one, and that one will stand the test of time.
Yes, it will.
Good choice.
All right, thanks.
Okay,
yeah, bye.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.